What up, Fly Gang? It's your boy Jimmy John, aka Mr. Do It Himself, back in the building with another banger for you today. We got an episode of They Said It, I Didn't. So with no further ado, hit that like, comment, subscribe, that notification bell, so every time I drop a video, you right here with me. Let's go.
I'm coming in hot today, and I'm getting straight to the point. This message is not to my YNs, it is to my YMs. Young man, please listen how they setting us up for failure. We already know the streets is a trap. You know why they call it the trap? Because it's that. It is exactly a trap. I'm going to tell you this. When you get into some deep stuff and the time gets smothered, you're not going to be there with brother. Brother not going to look after you. I'm telling you, brother might be the reason why you got backdoored. Brother might be the reason why you in jail. You might be thinking that you keeping it solid, taking one for brother, and brother laughing at you because you was a crash out candidate. Yeah, you a COC. Crash out candidate. That's what's going on. But I'm going to tell you how it's set up for you to fail, because socially engineering, and when they come to our neighborhoods, this is what they do. They plummet our neighborhoods with all kind of stuff. They flood our neighborhoods with poverty, with poisons, with everything, prostitutions, all kind of stuff. Why you think that it ain't no prostitutes on P.1 Ave? Why it ain't no process? If they started hoeing on P.1 Ave, you know how fast police will shut that down? But no, they allow prostitution, they allow drug selling, they allow gang activity in our communities because they want people to line up this prison pipeline. This is the reason why they closed down all the public schools in our communities. Every public school that we went to growing up in the areas that we grew up in is now shut down. If they not shut down, they've been converted into charter schools. You know why they converted into charter schools? Because on those charter schools, they make our kids take aptitude tests. When they know that these kids can't pass these aptitude tests because they've been alienated by curriculum. So these tests are culturally biased. The only thing that is universal is the math. I'll tell you this. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when they set up our children to go take these tests, they know that these kids is going to fail. And that's a great way. They don't have to let them into them charter schools. When you start looking at the underlining secrets behind it, it's no coincidence that most of the charter schools are funded by the same people that fund the private prison industrial systems. So now they setting up, because when you don't got inmates, your money ain't thriving. So you need inmates. We don't want classmates. The reason why, we don't want an educated Negro. We don't want an educated Latino. Why would we want that? We want uneducated individuals, because uneducated people are more likely to create and commit crimes. In that, we'll have free labor. It's been happening since slavery. We can't get in them fields and pick that cotton. Let the niggas do it. Pick the cotton. No, kind of Emancipation Proclamation. Slavery is over. Okay, what we got to do? Nigga, create police. What is policing? We call it slave patrol. What they slave patrolling? We patrolling any nigga that think they free, so we can arrest them, so we can get them back on that plantation so they can pick that cotton, because we can't get in that field. Fast forward 400-500 years later, it's the same situations going on. They need the labor. They need the labor. So what do? You put them in positions to create more crimes. People be like, man, nobody want to take accountability for what's going on. Hey, this not about accountability. This about reality, the responsibility of what's going on and how things are socially engineered, and how our people don't have the ingenuity to understand and the perspective to peep the games that's being played, and the people that's influential aren't telling the kids of what they setting themselves up for. So when I go back to it, when I talk about these charter schools being funded by these same people that fund private prisons, when they realize that our children can't pass these aptitude tests, they close them down. Then they send our kids to schools way across the side of the other town. When the parents know that their children are involved in certain gang activities or neighborhood associations, now they realize, man, I can't send my son to that school. After a few run-ins with the law, after a few little brushes, after a few little cyberbullying going on, you realize that your son may not do well in public school. Then you create homeschooling. In homeschooling, your education, you got a 10th grade education level. How great can homeschooling be for you as a parent, schooling a child when you don't even know what's going on? Curriculum changes. You look so out of whack. I'm going to keep it real. They sent home some homework with my daughter, and I said, why they didn't send home a cheat sheet? Shit was hard as hell. So listen what I'm telling you. Let's move forward. So now the education layers lowers. The kid ain't doing no homeschooling. He ain't going to no school to go get that work pad. He ain't going to go get them work pallets, them pamphlets and all the stuff that he doing. So he dropping out. When he dropping out, he more likely to go get involved in some crime. He go to juvenile hall. Once they go to juvenile hall, they get acclimated with a prison system, and it becomes comfortable. So now you get Oh, I ain't tripping about being in jail. I could go from juvenile hall. I can go from juvenile hall to Santa Rita, from Santa Rita to San Quentin, from San Quentin to Corcoran, from Corcoran to Susanville, from Susanville. You ever hear around some niggas just talking about how many jails they've been to and how they get to talking about how jail was lit? I'm in a barbershop one day, a nigga was like, bro, remember when we was locked up in Solano? Nigga, it was lit. I interjected so fast. I say, first of all, it's kids in here and y'all promoting a prison life like that shit is healthy. Second of all, y'all in here talking about it's lit. What could be lit about being in a room with hella men just talking about nothing? Doing nothing, promoting crime, promoting violence, promoting gang activities, promoting ignorance, promoting perverted sexual activities, promoting all kind of bullshit. That's lit? How, nigga? Nigga say, oh, nigga, you square ass nigga, you ain't never been to jail. You ain't a real nigga. So just because I ain't been incarcerated don't make me a real nigga. Look at our belief systems, our core values. I'm just telling you, YN. No, YM. Young man, don't fall for it. Them niggas have failed. We have looked up to niggas that are failures. That street shit is overrated and it's polluted, diluted. The every homie that you look at where you be like, this my big homie, man, my nigga, woo, 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 woo. Them niggas are failures. They have failed and they are failing you. I'll tell you this and I'll end it with this. Nigga, if you was a street nigga and your son grow up to be a street nigga, regardless if you want to hear it or not, nigga, you are a failed father. Real gangsters raise civilians. All these mob niggas that y'all be wanting to look up to and idolize and steal culture from, they sons didn't go up to go be gangsters. They made they sons go be lawyers, doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, congressmen, law-abiding citizens to go change and go create and represent them beyond enemies' lines. They created allies beyond enemies' lines by putting their children on the other side of positivity things so they can be able to take the business and clean it up. Because the whole purpose of being in the streets is to clean up this shit, right? Get in and get out. That's what the method, not get in and raise generations of niggas that's just gonna be stuck in the same rut. The niggas don't be wanting to talk like that because it make too much sense. Y'all have a good day. Here.
Black people. I had my first day today at a new job, and basically, without going too far into it, my job is to schedule care for people that need it. A lot of this job is going through applications for people who want to give care. I learned today if it is a name that does not sound white, we are to move it to the completed tasks. We then note your application as moved due to name standards. Now, it's my first day, so I ask, what does that mean? I'm Black, I'm very light skinned, obviously. And she says, and I said, you mean like our names? Like our names? Because I thought it was like a brand standard, like, no, it's literally our names. So I just want you to know, and everybody else to know, this 100% happens, and I have 122 screenshots of people, their names, their phone numbers, and their email addresses, and the reason why they weren't hired directly because of their name. Then I have this. I didn't even make it 1 hour. After I got my heart rate to stop spiking, I went and found the owner like I planned and asked her directly, super calm. She didn't deny any of it. She admitted that it's, fucked up. She apologized. I told her that I don't think this is going to be a good fit because this is not something that I would be willing to participate in. I made sure to keep it like professional and not scary, like not threatening. So I have a phone call with my guy later this afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and let him tell me how to proceed. I know that this happens. It's just that I personally have never experienced this type of training. If they have a name that sounds like this or that's jacked up, we don't do it because we have standards. Like, guess we're going on a journey, and eventually we're gonna say who it is.
It hurt me to wake up and see my beautiful Black people suffer, victimized by the oppressive, harsh realities of the hood. I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves in the mind.
Why is my people in poverty? Why we on each equal property? Why do you want to be equal to people that hate you and treat you like opposites? They used to own us, they never let go of us. Now the plantations united, Confederate against the children of Israel, but they don't let you read your Bible. That's how they constantly lie to you, twisted your mind and divided you. Called you a nigga and said you was African, but that was a lie years from the truth. They took your life and said I am you. Even the Bible says I'm a Jew. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know that bloodline is not inside of you. But I'm just a messenger. Don't hate the messenger. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just a messenger. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. Don't hate the messenger.